Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to Inside the Lunchbox with your boy Chef Mac.
And Chef Jam.
What up, Chef Jam? How you doing?
What's up?
How was work today?
I was off today.
Oh, that's right. I had to do all the slave work.
I went swimming today.
I had to do all the slave work today.
And now I'm doing laundry.
You're doing laundry. So today, welcome back. We're getting ready to do another show. We finished up our mother sauces. And we getting ready to start our new episode about steak and the temperature of the beef.
How do you like your meat?
How do you like your beef? How do you like your meat? Temp your meat. But before we get started, we're going to crack open a beer. Gotta have a beer. There we go. Gotta have a beer before we do our show. So, like I said, today we're going to talk about steak and what are the proper temps for steak?
Rare starts at 120 and you go on up to 155 on a well done, aka leather.
Leather, dead three
Maybe
times.
pleather.
Dead 3 times.
Little chewy, big steak jerky.
Dry like the Sahara Desert. Hey, for you guys that eat a steak dry like the Sahara Desert, you're a special kind of people. I'm just gonna put that out there.
You cut into it and like
Dust
comes out.
Dust comes out of it. It's like a mummy after you open up a pyramid after 5,000 years.
Right.
You know, but I like my steak a medium rare. What about you?
Same.
Medium
And people say there's not a mid-rare plus. I know a lot of chefs don't believe in that. It's not an actual temp. But a mid-rare plus to me is a mid-rare, and you leave it on for like a minute longer. You don't want it all the way medium, and then bam, that's how I want mine.
Medium rare plus. This is actually maybe the third time I've heard medium rare plus.
Mm-hmm.
I
see it often in restaurants.
I didn't know what it was until I actually started working in a restaurant. I didn't hear about it in school. But I like my steak medium rare. The problem that I have is when people order their steak and they request a certain temp, and you give it to them, and they give it back to you.
Oh, they send it back to the kitchen saying this isn't the correct, because they're not aware of what it actually looks like, because they cook it different at home.
Yeah. So what we're here to do is give you guys the proper temp on steaks. So rare,
120.
120. So when you get that rare, what are you going to find in that rare?
You're going to find like it's not blood actually, but you're going to find red, and it's going to be it's going to be cool to the touch.
And it's
not going to be warm.
Yeah, so it's actually myoglobin.
Yeah.
Which is not blood, people. I can understand why people think that is blood, because the myoglobin stains the juices, which makes it perceived to be bloody. But it's actually just myoglobin. The blood is already cooked out. So medium rare, we did medium rare, medium. What temps? Medium is what, 130?
Medium is going to be 130, 135.
130, 135. That's a little pink. You're still going to find a little bit of...
It's going to be warm center.
Yeah, you're going to find a little bit of the myoglobin in it. And then you got, what's the next one?
You've got a medium well. Which is going to be 140, 145.
That's at minimum, people, what you should do your steak.
Yeah.
Anything more than that, just throw that steak in the trash.
Exactly.
You're not doing it any
You probably
justice.
put ketchup on it if you eat it well done.
Hey, you know what? I know he's going to hear this. I'm not going to say any names, but he used to put ketchup on his steak. He's my best friend. But everybody has his own little thing that they do for flavor. Some people use sauce for their steak. I'm not a big sauce person for my steak. If I do get sauce, I like to put it on the side. What about you, Chef Jay?
I like to dry brine my steaks.
Dry brine, okay.
Yeah. You can dry brine up to overnight or up to at minimum an hour before cooking.
Oh, okay.
And to dry brine, all you do is you just put like your salt that you want to use all over it. You rub it on each side with salt, and then you want to put it on a tray with a rack underneath so it gets some air. And I usually do it for an hour on one side and an hour on the other side.
Okay.
But if you just wanted to do it for 1 hour and then just cook it from there, it still does a lot of amazing things to the steak. What it's doing is it's taking the moisture out of it and it's creating more flavor. And when you cook it, you really don't need to put anything in it,
What?
like on it. Like it's amazing. I had an ex-girlfriend that ate her steak with steak sauce until I started dry brining, and then she didn't want them, and she also went down to a medium.
Good job.
From a well done.
From a killed 3-time steak.
Right, exactly.
Killed once.
She was just like, "Oh my God, this is so good."
Yeah, that's awesome. I actually had a dry brine steak before. It was one of the best steaks I've had. I'm a simple person. Salt, pepper, a little bit heavier on the salt. Room temp, seared on both sides. And if you want to give me a sauce, put it on the side.
Right. What kind of sauce would you use for it?
I grew up with A1 sauce or steak sauce.
Heard.
But I don't really care what type of sauce it is, as long as and that's the reason why I like it on the side, because I like to taste it first. So I don't really have a.
That's what she said.
Yeah, that's what she said. So I kind of dip my finger in there and taste it. And if the sauce tastes good, then I'll maybe dip my steak in there. But other than that, I don't really eat my steak with sauce. Now there are a few steak sauces out there. One of them we talked about in our last episode, Bernaise, which is a child of the hollandaise.
Yes.
And I've actually had that sauce. That sauce is really good.
It is good. That's with the tarragon and the shallots, right?
Yeah, and the white wine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you can use vinegar, but white wine is way better.
Yeah. It's really good. I have no problem with it, and I just don't. I know I just not a real sauce person. And then you have you can use demi-glaze. Mm-hmm. Bolin. What's the other one? Bolin.
There's a Diane sauce a lot of people use too.
I heard about that. The Diane sauce.
Yeah, and that has mushrooms.
Yes. Now,
and I think it's wine too. Red wine and mushrooms.
Wine, yeah, red. That's what I think we made that in school.
Steak Diane.
Yeah, we made that in school. It was really, really tasty. I like the pepper sauce that we made, and we made it with demi-glaze, and we used the whole peppercorn and the shallots. It was really, really good.
Yeah, but that is good.
Yeah. So I'll give you a quick story about one of my experiences with a great tasting steak, Chef Jam. I was in Kuwait. I was doing contracting for a company called Triple Canopy. I lived there for about 5 years, and it was this mall called 360, and the mall was actually a big circle, just like a 360, big circle. And everybody was telling me, hey, you need to go try this steak place out. I was like, all right. So I went there, and they give you a menu, and on this menu, Chef, they tell you, all right, so you have a list, and it gives you the country. So you get to pick your country where you want your steak from.
What? How cool is that?
And then...
and this was in Kuwait?
This is in Kuwait.
Oh, nice.
And then next to that, whatever country... we should... If we ever get the money, we're going to go. Right next to that, whatever country you pick, it'll say what they fed that cow.
Oh, wow.
Or that beef. Their diet,
yeah.
which they made... Like, the one I had... I think I picked the U.S. and I guess they put like a little bit more nuts and berries like in their feed, I guess, and it was supposed to make the steak kind of sweety and a nutty taste.
Okay.
And Chef John, when I say that, when they gave me that steak, I looked at it and I was like, I told them medium rare, how I wanted it, and when they brought it to me, it was the regular 8-ounce. I really don't know what type of cut it. I don't think it was a filet mignon, but it was 8 ounces, but it was cut kind of weird. Mm-hmm. And
it's probably a hand cut sirloin.
It probably was.
Yeah.
And when I say I could pretty much take a spoon and cut it, that's why I thought it was a filet at first, but it wasn't cut like a filet. And I didn't use no sauce.
Like butter.
I didn't use no sauce. I didn't have to put any more salt on it, and you could taste the nutty and the sweetness of that steak. And that steak cost me about $130 for that
what
steak.
Did it come with?
The steak itself only came with the steak itself. I had the side order, the mashed potatoes, and I think I had a Caesar salad with it. But I didn't care about the Caesar salad, and I didn't care about them. The steak was on point. It was really, really good.
Man, that's awesome.
It was one of the best steaks I've ever had. Do you have any experiences with the great steak that you had?
I mean, I like my steaks I make. We had really cool steaks at the Four Seasons when I worked there. We had a huge tomahawk.
Okay.
And man, that thing is so big, it would feed about 4 to 5 people, maybe 6, depending on your appetite. And it came with horseradish mashed potatoes, came with some reduced, like a reduced basil sauce. It came with zucchini, squash.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, all kinds of cool stuff. So that was pretty cool. But a steak, as far as I can remember, standing out to me is this old restaurant. And we would go every year when we rounded up cattle. Mm-hmm. And I was probably between 12 and 15. And it was called the Hofbrau. And it used to be there in Conroe where George's Bar and Grill was.
Okay.
That used to be the old Hofbrau. And we would go there. And I remember my first steak that I got. And it was just amazing.
Okay.
Love it. It was great.
Yeah, steak is definitely one of my favorites.
We need a good steakhouse around here.
So there's a place that's real famous in the state of Texas. It's about maybe an hour north of here, going towards Centerville. I think it's a little bit past Centerville, and they're real famous for their steaks in the state of Texas. The cool thing about it is that they don't weigh their steaks. So when they get the whole meat, they just start slicing. So you may get an 8 ounce, you may get a 12 ounce, you may get a 14 ounce, and it's the same price.
Wow!
Right, and so they're only open on, if I remember correctly, they're only open Fridays and Saturdays, and the line is wrapped around the corner.
Oof,
and the mayor himself actually comes and cuts and cooks the steaks because the town is so small.
Really? So you said Centerville?
It's like, I think it's a little bit north of Centerville. I'm gonna find the name, people. And
We're gonna have to go there.
I'm gonna find the name and I'm gonna post it on the website.
We can go review.
We'll go and do it. If we could get in, we'll go and do the review. And they're real famous. They're actually, I can't remember that guy's name. He's here. He does the bucket list. The Shane. He goes around Texas and he does the reviews. Texas Bucket List, I think is what it's called.
I'd have to see his face.
And he actually went there and he did a review. But they're real famous for their steaks.
Okay.
But I do have a question for you, Chef Jay.
What's up?
If a customer calls in or sends a text message or email, how would you explain to them how to prepare and properly cook a steak from start to finish?
You grab whatever, like if a customer was to call right now.
Yeah.
And I was telling them step by step what to do. I would just tell them to pick whatever steak cut that they wanted. Mm-hmm. You want to, obviously you want your steak to kind of get to a room temp.
Okay.
And then you want to rub it down with some oil. You want whatever seasoning you want. I would be pretty basic with it and do a salt and pepper.
Okay.
And maybe rub some fresh herbs and some butter and brush it on there while it's cooking. And then you want to throw it on the grill. Open flame is the best for a steak, but a cast iron is a good option as well.
Yes.
Cast iron steaks are great because you can baste it.
You can baste
with the flavoring that's cooking off of it and butter and your seasonings and everything. And just cook it to whatever temp you want. And I would highly recommend using a thermometer until you're better with your, temps and stuff like that.
Do you think they should finish it in the oven?
I do that sometimes. A lot of times when I use a cast iron, I sear it on both sides and get that flavor all around it, and then I throw it in the oven.
Okay. So one more question I have, and I know that a lot of people tend to make this mistake, is they put cold food inside a cold pan.
Oh yeah.
And then they wonder why it sticks or why it's not coming out correctly.
Right, yeah. Your grill definitely needs to be hot and your pan needs to be hot.
Yep.
And you can tell when your pan's hot with whatever oil or butter you have in it, how fast it's moving. The faster your oil and everything moves is how hot your stuff is. If it's barely like moving from side to side, your pan obviously needs to be hotter. Okay. And you can throw like a little shallot or something down in there too, a little bubble of water to see if it pops back up at you. But you definitely want a hot pan. For sure.
Yeah, so what I do to check the temp is I use grapeseed oil. So what I normally do is wait till I start seeing the smoke from the oil. And that lets me know that the pan is well, first of all, let the pan heat up first. And then I put the oil in there and let the oil heat up. And once it starts getting to the smoke point, it lets me know that the pan is hot enough.
Okay.
So that's important, people out there in podcast world, is when you want to cook a steak, make sure your pan is hot, make sure your oil is hot before you put your steak in there, because that's going to help with a good sear, a really good crust on your steak. Is there any other methods of cooking a steak?
Grilling, broiling, sous vide.
There you go, sous vide. So what is sous vide? What is sous vide?
Sous vide is a French style of cooking where you're sealing something in a vacuum-packed bag and you're cooking it at a temp. You're setting it at a temp and it's slowly cooking in there in that vacuum-sealed bag in its own juices. So you're getting the most flavorful, tender piece of meat
Amazing.
ever you're gonna get.
Amazing. I know when we did it in school, I put garlic. I just did simple garlic and thyme. And here's
Salt,
the thing.
pepper, oil.
And here's the thing: when you take those fresh herbs and you vacuum seal it inside that bag, as soon as you take the air out of that meat absorbs all that flavor. And like Chef Jay said, when you cooking it in its own juices and you set the temperature, you can let that cook for what, 4 or 5 hours?
Oh yeah.
It doesn't overcook.
Yeah, no, it'll sit at that.
It'll sit at that same temperature. So, for example, if you want your steak at 141, or you want your steak at 145 or 150, or if you want it leather, like some people would eat it, you just set the temp and just let it cook. You're not going to overcook it. Only thing you could do, it'll get really, really tender and probably turn into mush if you let it cook too long.
Sous vides are also great at restaurants that are really busy. If you're like having a really busy steak night, you know you're going to get swamped. You can hold steaks at mid-rare and grab them and just throw them on the grill and char them real quick to sell, or you can cook them up from there, and it saves you a lot of time.
Saves you a lot of time. So just one thing I've learned is when you cut open that bag of sous vide steak, it's kind of a grayish color. Don't be scared of that, people. It's perfectly okay. It didn't go bad on you. It didn't rot on you. Like Chef Jay said, all you do is take it, pat it down, and then put it in a pan and get that good sear on it, and you're good to go. Got you a perfect steak.
Flavor and tender.
The first time I had a sous vide steak, I was in school. Man, I about had an orgasm. I ain't gonna lie. That steak was that food porn for real. Oh man, that steak was really good. So, but yeah, so just salt.
You hear that, guys? He likes that meat.
Like, hey, it has to be temped right though.
Yeah.
I normally like to, I ain't gonna lie, I like my steak about 125 to 127. I want that shit. I mean, excuse me. I want that. I want to see that blood come out of that steak.
Is it blood though?
No, I want to see that myoglobin and
Hell
that juice.
Yeah. Let's get it right. We gotta get it set because everybody thinks it's blood.
That
blood is drained from that animal when it's butchered, and I don't like to talk about it because I don't like that part of the stuff. Butchering is not my thing, but yeah, there is no blood in that meat.
Exactly, it's definitely drained out.
Zero blood.
So I want to challenge a person that does not eat a medium rare or medium steak. If you're the type of person that likes your cow killed 15 times over, trust me, put a blindfold on, have somebody cook you a medium rare steak, and taste it. I guarantee you, it would change your life. You will see that it's so much flavor in there. But yeah, so that's steak. That's temping your meat. 120 medium rare, about 130 medium. You got medium well, right? Which is 140.
Medium well is going to be 140, 145, and then you got your well doners, 150, 155.
And then if you want your stuff zombified, 165 plus.
That's the dust that comes out when you cut it.
Yeah. All right, people. So look, check this out. We have another thing for you guys. This will probably help enhance your steak. We're gonna go over salt and the different types of
salt. Who's salty today?
Yeah, who
had a salty Wednesday?
I know, right? I know I did, man. It was hot. Oh man, it was so hot today at work.
Hey, there was a breeze out this morning about 8 o'clock when I got up this morning. I slept in a little bit to walk Tucker. It felt great.
It was 76, And the crazy thing about it, I didn't realize it was cool until I got to work because I'm like, oh man, it's kind of cool today. But then I was working outside and I was like, ugh,
Yeah.
man, it's hot.
Well, I was outside, but I was in the pool, and it actually felt good.
I'm
When
so
I jumped in
jealous.
it earlier today, what was it, about 1, 2 o'clock?
I'm so jealous.
Because the other few days that I've been swimming, it's like, I mean, it's still nice to be in the water, but it was kind of like a warm swimming pool. And today, like, because it was cool last night, we had a breeze. It felt great when I jumped in. It's like,
Yeah.
what?
So there's different types of salt for people that don't know. You have your kosher salt, sea salt, iodized salt,
Yeah, which is your table salt.
Himalayan salt, and a whole bunch of other salts.
Yeah.
But what are the difference?
There's not really a big difference besides, sea salt obviously it's from evaporating seawater. The table salts is mined from salt deposits in mines. Kosher is just mined in salt deposits from mines or seawater.
Okay.
And it's just a bigger grind, just as Himalayan salt is. And Himalayan salt is actually from a mine in a certain area in Pakistan.
Huh.
And there's
Pakistan.
also
I
a
didn't know that.
rumor that it holds part of sunshine, as that gives it the color because of the iron and some other minerals and stuff in it.
Is that the pink? That's the pink Himalayan?
Yes, that's the pink Himalayan.
Okay. Okay.
So pretty interesting, but really when it comes down to it, it's all really the same thing.
Just don't use iodine salt, people. Don't use
basic.
Yeah, don't use iodine salt to season your medium rare steak.
Kosher's definitely the way to go.
Kosher's
Pink Himalayan, kosher.
And the reason why and this is just me, Chef Jay. The reason why kosher is the best salt because they are a little bigger, and you need a little less to season your steak.
Exactly.
And a little goes a long way. Long way. And it tastes different. Kosher salt tastes different to me. I don't know how, I don't know why, it just does.
I like the table salt or iodized, as it's otherwise known as, on a dressed beer. Mm-hmm. But that's really the only way I'll eat that.
So what I'll do, I'll take like the kosher salt and I'll grind it, and then I'll use it for like my table salt, like either here at home or if I'm doing some type of catering event, I'll use the kosher salt and I'll put it like in a grinder. So because don't use iodine salt, people. That's the worst crap you could use. If you can, stay away from it. Salt, pepper your steak, simple stuff, simple way to go. Anything else, Chef Jay?
I think we pretty much covered everything. So we went over the meat temps, which was you're starting at rare at rare to mid rare, which is 120 and 130. Then you're going to medium, 140, medium 140, midwell 145, and then medium and well done is 155, right? 150, 155.
Yeah. And if you want King Tut, it's 165 plus.
Yeah.
King Tut your steak. That is hilarious. But yeah, so I'm trying to remember a time. So look, so we're going in, like, I guess we're going to talk about family now. So one day, my dad, I love you. I really, really do. But joke's on you today. So my dad was in the military, my stepdad, which is my father. He's been with me since I was 5 years old. And he decided one day to go out and try his new smoker grill on the back patio. We stayed on a military base called Fort Knox in Kentucky. And I'm sitting on the couch and I'm looking out of the window while he's setting up the grill and everything. And I don't remember the name of the grill, the brand, but it was kind of tall. It was long, like in height. And on the bottom, it had a door so you could put your wood in there so you could smoke it, and then you close the door back.
Kind of sounds like an Old Smoky.
I think it was like an Old Smoky, but it was... So I'm sitting here watching him. He's getting the steak ready. I think he was making steak or something. And I'm looking at him like, okay, I think he's doing that wrong, but I don't want to tell my dad that he's doing that wrong, right? So he sets the coals in there and he closes the little door, and he didn't wait for the coals to burn down. So he came back, and I guess he thought he was going to put more wood or more coals inside of the charcoal. And when he opened it up, it said, fire got all on his face, and he's like, whoa. And he, I think he said a cuss word. I'm not sure, but he's, I don't know what. I don't think he said a cuss word. He said something. And I was like, oh, wow. And he comes inside, and Chef Jay, when I say this guy had no eyebrows, no mustache, no beard, all of it was burnt off. And he comes in there like, whoo. I was like, Dad, you all right? He's like, yeah. And I was like, well, you don't have no eyebrows. You don't have no mustache. And you have no beard. It's all gone, Dad. Like, you have no facial hair. And it's funny because I don't know if it was his first time using the grill or what, but it kind of has like a really good family time that I spent with my dad, watching him burn his hair off his face.
That's funny.
Yeah. I don't know what he was cooking. I don't know if he was cooking steak, but I know one of his favorite things to cook was steak. Yeah. So like I said, that was me in Fort Knox, Kentucky. I think I was
Fort Knox.
Yeah, I think I was in like ninth grade at the time. So you got any stories? Any family stories?
No, but I got a funny little beef pun.
Okay, go ahead. What you got?
I like beef cuts, and I cannot lie.
I like big beef, and I cannot lie. Hey.
I like beef cuts, and I cannot lie.
That's hilarious.
My favorite's ribeye.
Ribeye?
Ooh.
I like ribeye, and I also like New York strip. One cut of meat I do not like. I do not like filet mignon.
I'm not a big fan of that or sirloins.
You give me a filet mignon, there's no flavor there. To me, there's no flavor. And if you got to try so much to get flavor in a filet mignon. That's why they wrap that crap up in bacon, and they do all this other extra crap to it.
I agree.
Right? But
There's
yeah.
a lot of sirloin lovers out there, though, and filet mignon lovers, but I just always stick to my ribeyes.
Ribeyes.
Bone in.
Yep. Ribeyes. I like the New York strip.
Yeah. Porterhouse.
So I want to give a shout out to one of my chefs in Martha's Vineyard. He's already been open for about 2 years now. He just opened up a prime steakhouse called 19 Prime in Martha's Vineyard. I worked up there for a couple months before he opened up the restaurant. If you're hearing this, chef, congratulations. Eventually, me and Chef Jay come up there, and we're going to definitely try to eat your whole menu because your food is freaking delicious. And I know your food is delicious. Chef Jay doesn't know, but I guarantee you when she sits down and eats your food, she's going to definitely enjoy it.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Well, and congratulations for me, too. I haven't met you yet, but I'm very happy for you.
Yeah, that's why I worked up there at the 19 Raw, which is an oyster bar.
Okay.
And this guy is crazy. Excuse me. This guy he was really, really crazy. Cool guy, but crazy. Crew guy, but crazy. But yeah, so just give you a quick overview. Don't kill your steak too many times. Try medium rare. Next show, we're probably going to talk about, most likely it's going to be about wet marinade and dry marinade and rub. Dry rub.
You prefer dry rub or what on your like brisket and your ribs and wings?
I like dry. The reason why I like dry rub because I want to taste the flavor.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I don't mind all that sauce and stuff on mine. Are you talking about like the sauce on your? Are you talking about like the marinade?
Like on ribs and stuff.
Like the wet marinade?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I like the dry marinade. But I do find myself doing a lot of the wet marinade. And I think the reason why is I don't know what. I have no idea. I just know I do it a lot. But I do, like when I do my ribs, I actually wash my ribs in apple cider vinegar.
Same.
Yeah, straight up facts.
Yep.
While washing apple cider vinegar.
Yep.
I don't know.
You pull that silver skin off too, right?
Do you take it off?
Oh yeah.
So one of the chefs.
My mother likes it because she likes it chewy, but I take mine off. I want mine to fall off.
So when I worked at Sub-Zero Wolf and Cove, I was actually getting ready to take the silver skin off that skin off the rack of ribs, and the chef told me leave that on there. I'm like, why? It's gonna make your steak. It's gonna make your steak like chewy and all the others. He's like, no, it won't. Trust me, I got this. Like, all right, so I left it on there, and I don't know what he did to it. I don't know if it was a season that he used or whatever, or the rub. I don't know. It you couldn't even tell it was on there.
Really?
Yeah, you couldn't even tell it was on there. But it was really good. I actually have a picture of it. I'll show you.
Yeah, vinegar is it helps tenderize and it cleans. So.
Maybe that's what it was, and yeah, you couldn't taste it. Like it's like it wasn't even there. It's like it just soaked inside the bones. But yeah, so I don't know, man. Anything
Steak's
else?
one of my favorite meals. This was a fun one.
Yeah, steak. I mean, I'm a big potato person too.
And you can have it for any meal: steak and eggs, steak sandwich,
steak tacos.
Yeah, steak tacos.
Quesadillas.
Steak and potatoes.
Hey, so if you guys haven't tried different sauces with your steak, try it. Don't be like me and just I'll be okay with the dry steak. Try it with different sauces, and see which one you like.
You may not like a sauce.
I don't prefer A1, and I don't prefer that other crap. What's that other?
Ketchup?
That too.
I am bumfuzzled that people still to this day, with advances in food, still eat steak with ketchup.
So like I said, I have.
What?
What's that other steak sauce though? Not A1.
A1. You got a.
I don't
know. I don't use them.
It's A1 and it's another steak sauce. It's a steak. You're Heinz 57. Is it Heinz 57?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Okay.
Yeah,
That's kind of Jimmy Buffett's one.
Yeah, stay away from that stuff, man. Just if you want a real sauce, look up French sauces for steak.
Or make a butter.
Did you say butter?
I did say butter. Infuse a butter with some rosemary, some thyme, some garlic.
So the question is, would you melt that butter?
I would. I put it right on top of that steak when it was done and serve it.
Like do a put it in
or
like
roll
a whipper,
it up. Yeah.
Whip it.
You can do that too. Yeah.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I do. I'll whip it, put all this the herbs in there, and I whip it, and then I'll put it in some plastic wrap.
Do you whip it real good?
Yeah,
whip it real good.
And then I'll roll it up in the plastic, and then I'll put it in the freezer. And then whenever I eat my steak, I cut a piece of it off and set it on top. Oh my God, Chef Jay. I love this girl. So I guess you got to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah, and they've got me on an evening shift too. I'm not too happy about it, but I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. So this is another episode down. Went kind of fast. 33 minutes. We had fun. I hope you guys learned something from this.
Yes.
Hey, do you have a French word of the day?
I thought we said it was going to be the sous vide.
Oh, yeah.
And we covered over that.
And we did do that.
Yeah. The sous vide cooking. Remember, you're cooking in water at a held temp. It's not overcooking. It's holding it there. And it's cooking in its own juices in a vacuum-sealed bag. Banging.
And if you're in the Conroe area, I think I've seen a sous vide in Kroger's for $99.
You can order one on Amazon, too, for a decent price.
For a decent price.
Yeah.
And if you haven't tried it, you can you don't have to sous vide steaks. You can sous vide anything.
Chicken,
pork chops. You could put anything in that bag and drop it in the water, folks. It's not subject to just steak. So you can sous vide anything in that sous vide bag. But yeah, so
you think Buster would sous vide some Chi-Chi birds?
Look, hold on. Look, so check this out. Would it be a 6-pack, an 8-pack, or a 12-pack?
I think it'd probably take quite a bit to feed a person.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, man. You think about if you get me some good
Chi-Chi bird,
like some Chi-Chi birds, put it in the sous vide bag with some herbs. Hold on, wait.
Oh yeah.
No, wrong one.
Man. We need an IT person, guys. Y'all know anyone that could help us out? Bruh.
Chi-Chi birds.
Chi-Chi birds. Bruh. We need some
Emotional damage.
IT help over here.
But look, so if I put it, so look, so let's just think about this for a second. Put some Chi birds in a sous vide bag
Oh, Lord have mercy.
with some herb butter, right?
Would you
just-
eat it? Your big mama's probably rolling over in the grave right now.
If you tell me that it's chicken and it's a buffalo, matter of fact, if you tell me it's quail, I
That'd
might
be a
eat
little
it.
bitty wing.
If you tell me it's quail, I might eat it.
It's like those little mini foods.
Yeah, right.
You can have some waffles and Chi bird.
Hey, I got a
Chi bird and waffles.
Jesus Christ, these things on Chi birds, man, gonna be like a freaking mascot of the
So
show.
I've had so many people listen to the show, man, and they're just like, "Oh my God, the Chi bird."
The Chi
You
birds.
saw what my friend Mike said.
Yeah,
Lord have mercy.
the Chi
Buster's
birds.
popular, man.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm telling you, if you don't tell me if it's a Chi bird, just tell me it's a buffalo wing, I might try it. I might try it. Just don't tell me. Because if you think about it, it looks just like a quail.
What you gonna do about that possum in the oven, though?
See, I don't do possum. I don't do possum, and I don't do
I did
frog.
have squirrel growing up.
I want to try squirrel.
It wasn't bad from what I remember, but it's been since I was a kid.
I do like rabbit,
I do
And-
like rabbit.
but I won't.
Barbecued.
I won't do. For some reason, I don't do reptiles, people. I don't do frogs. I don't do snakes, and I don't do alligators and any other reptiles.
Yeah, because apparently when you cook frog legs, they still move. They jump.
God. That scarred me for life when I was a kid. Seeing those legs jump. Look, so there's a video out there where this guy takes his frog legs, and the grease is really really hot, and before the frog leg touched the grease, his legs retract.
Ribbit. Ribbit.
Emotional damage.
That's exactly how I felt when I seen those frog legs
Right?
just crunch up, and I was like, do they feel the heat? Like,
Oh, man.
So I don't
That's
do
so
frog
sad.
legs.
Yeah, I'm not down with the butchering and the cutting catfish and stuff like that. Like, I can't do it. Because even catfish squeal, it's like, not like that. I guess that was a velociraptor.
Bruh. Bruh.
It's more like a cat, I guess. I don't know, but I can't butcher them.
Yes, I don't, nah, I'm good. I'm good on the frog legs. I'm good on the reptiles. I'm good.
He loves those Chi birds, guys.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, man. I might try Chi bird. I might try Chi bird. Oh my God, that's
We're at
hilarious.
37 minutes, man.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's good. Dang on Chi birds. Hey, look, I guarantee you, if you go to this house, there is no Chi birds in the general area. 'Cause he probably killed all of them.
Oh, over in that area? Well,
Yeah.
I'm sure they've populated since then, dude.
I don't know, man.
I haven't heard any birds on your patio now that I think about it since I've been over here.
I don't think they fly over here, man. That's the
bet they
buffalo.
don't.
That's those
Buster
buffalo
followed me
wings.
around.
That's the buffalo wings I got in the oven right now. Just to let you know.
Buster's sitting on your patio in spirit.
Shoot. Hey, Buster. Hey, man. So I don't
What up,
have.
B?
I got so Buster's my great grandfather, right?
Right.
But I actually got my grandfather's rifle in my closet in there. I'm gonna go out there and shoot some Chi birds in the name of my great grandfather. I ain't gonna do nothing with them. I'm just gonna shoot them and just let the
Wow.
fox eat them or something. But hey, so speaking of birds, maybe one day, man, we could go dove hunting and make some dove breast, bacon wrapped dove breast, and put it on the grill and eat it.
Yeah, I've never eaten dove.
I had it one time. It was actually quite delicious.
Really? What did it taste like?
Chicken. Everything tastes like chicken. Tastes like chicken. But all right, people. Well, I guess that's it for the show today. Do you have anything, Chef?
No, I'm good.
No.
Yeah,
not
this was
talking
fun once again.
about- Once again, so tune in
Inside the lunchbox.
Tune in next week as we are going to discuss different types of marinades and what do you prefer? What kind of marinade do you use?
And we appreciate all the new shares and downloads
Yes, thank
on
you
all
guys.
platforms. Yes.
Thank you guys
We
for
love you.
following us. I really do appreciate it. If you have any ideas for the show, please don't hesitate to hit us up in our DM. Hit us up on our website and let us know what you would like to hear. And give us your ideas. And eventually we're going to implement cooking videos as well. So we'll have maybe once a month where we're probably doing a cooking video. If you want us to cook something, send a recipe.
Oh, yeah.
But before we go, do you have a quick recipe? No, maybe next time on next show.
Yeah, you just caught me off guard. You just caught me off guard.
I did that for a reason. You should have seen her face. She looked at me like, mother, what the? I did that for a reason, man, just to get one last laugh. All right, people. Chef Jay,
Bye, y'all.
Chef Mac, we're out, man. Love you guys.
We out.
Tune in next week.
That was fun. Yeah, the Chi-Chi birds are going to be a thing, dude.
That's hilarious.
Everybody has
That is
them, too.
hilarious. I like that.
Even my friend Elkin that listened to it.